Hello, this is Bright Spark, and welcome to part 10 of Rift of Shadows. For now, we finished what I've deemed the first act of this series. The next 3 weeks, we'll be focusing on certain characters in their journeys and the stories in between the main events that happen. This week, we'll be focusing on Twig's perspective of events that happened to her. Let's get right into it. Twig jolted awake in a dark space. Her head and leg hurt badly, and there was barely any light around her. Moving was a chore. Her body ached with bruises and scratches. She craned her head to look above her. Her eyes adjusted as she saw stars in the sky. Using that small light, she looked around her. She was surrounded by walls of dirt, not too deep where it was like a pit, but too high to jump out of. She tried to get to her feet, but stumbled down as she hissed at her stinging leg. She must have fallen on it funny. Twig coughed as the ash and dust around her had started to settle down. She realized she was covered in that stuff, and it only brought back memories. She saw her mother dead at the Thunderpath, Darktail's deadly face staring at her through the flames of the trunk that killed Sunrise and Ice. She saw her claws, still stained red with the blood of her sister. Twig started to cry. She knew she shouldn't cry. She had to fix everything, somehow. But, for now, Twig felt like the lowest cat in the forest. She must have dozed off, because the next thing she knew, it was day. A shadow was looking down into the pit. A smaller cat, maybe a little younger than her. "Hello?" the Tom said. She didn't respond. She didn't have the energy. "Are you okay?" the cat called again. After more quiet came from Twig, the cat backed away. "Wait, please help!" she wanted to scream, but her lips and lungs wouldn't allow her to. She started to cough. Her lungs felt sharp. After a long while, the cat came back. "I found this on the side of the Thunderpath. I'm going to tie it around you, and my dad is going to lift you up." Twig opened her eyes halfway and saw the cat leap into the pit. She finally saw him clearly, a brown Tom with ginger patches on his feet. He looked quite polite, settling Twig's uneasiness about him. He also smelled familiar in a way. It reminded her of Pebbleshine. But how could she know? All she could smell was smoke. She felt him drag her to the edge of the wall. "Dad, the vine!" he called. Another cat looking just like him flung a black and funny-smelling vine down to the pit. "It's not big enough to carry you, so we're going to use this," the cat murmured softly. She felt herself getting lifted up, and the next thing she knew, she was on the surface again. The green trees she last saw were replaced by burnt bushes and the trees that held no leaves. Guilt once again set in Twig's heart. She coughed again, muttering a small thank you to the cats who had saved her. The older one carried her on his back, and she was taken through the forest. Twig woke up curled next to a dark gray queen. She felt cleaner, and her scratches stung less, but her legs and face still hurt. She swiftly looked up, frightened, and the queen shushed her. "Rest, dear. We're getting help soon." Twig nervously relaxed, and just before she slept again, she saw the friendly younger cat that saved her. He stood right by her side. "It's okay," he said. "I won't let them hurt you." She felt safe. They had to move constantly. The rogues would find them otherwise. Twig was still heavily injured, but she had woken up to talk for little bits at a time. She mostly just rested and listened to the cats. The cat who had saved her was Finkit, and his father was Sandynose. The queen was his mother, Plumwillow, and the other two kits were Reedkit and Dewkit. One time while they were sharing tongues, Finkit had explained to her his story. SkyClan was destroyed by rogues, and his mother and father had to leave. His mother was a queen at the time and was expecting, and they couldn't travel that far before he and his siblings were born. Sandynose, however, was determined to find the rest of SkyClan, so he and his family decided to set out and search for the remnants and to restore SkyClan. Twig was surprised that he and her were once part of the same clan, and felt more bitter hatred for Darktail, who had ruined everything. Maybe they'd be friends in their own clans if it wasn't for him. Twig wanted to tell them her story, but no matter how much she tried to, she felt too weak and hoarse to fully explain. Her leg hurt worse, too. Luckily, they had found other cats in the forest, and they had brought them here. There was a ginger and a gray one, and the ginger one, named Alderpaw, had helped her a lot. But because so many cats were in one place, rogues started to lock in on their location, and Darktail would soon have her. So they made the decision to leave, for Needletail and Alderpaw's clans where more cats like them would be. It was just Twig who was taken on the journey, and although it was hard on her, she felt more and more comfortable with Alderpaw and Needletail. They truly did care for her. Her leg got better, and she slowly regained her voice, though she rarely used it. She was quiet for a long while. She didn't believe she deserved to speak, frankly. But the two cats had coaxed a story out of her, and she only told them of her time with Finkit and the hole, nothing else. They reached the clans, and it was established that Twig would go back with Alderpaw for more treatment. She said goodbye to Needletail, which was a lot more drawn out, with a lot of longing looks in the both cats' faces. Twig then settled into her new nest, still numb and dull to the world around her. Alright, that's it for today. If you stick around this long, guess in the comments what's going to happen next and what show this is inspired from. Bye!